9618 P21 May June 21, 2 hours. Okay, so let's see if we can get hold of it in 1 hour. Question number 1. Refer to the insert for the list of pseudocode functions and operations. Okay, we will take care of it. A program is being developed to help manage the membership of a football club. Complete the following identifier table. Okay. A program is being developed to help manage the membership of a football club. Complete the following identifier table. Example values. Wong. Okay. The preferred name of the member joining the football club. Variable name. Let's make it member name. Data type, obviously string. False, a value to indicate whether an existing member of the club lives at the same address. Okay. Value to indicate whether an existing member of the club lives. It means that it is for someone in the family. Okay. Boolean. Okay, when the member joined the club. Okay. When the member joined the club. Join date. Data type date. The number of points a member has earned. Member of the club earn points for different activities. Points. Integer. Each pseudocode statement in the following table may contain an error due to the incorrect use of the function or operator. Describe the error in each case or write no error if the statement contains no error. You can assume that none of the variable reference are of an incorrect type. Okay. Result is equal to 2 merge with 4. So two integers cannot be merged. So this is basically concatenation. Is concatenation and does not apply to integers. All right. So operator should be either an integer operator or operand should be a string in this case. All right, substring made of pseudocode 4,1. So 4,1 is U. So there is no error. Answer is U, no error. Okay, if x is equal to 3 or 4. See, I told you that a logical operator has on the left of the logical operator and on the right of the logical operator, your statement has to be completed. So system will always take it as false because there is nothing that can be compared with 4. So for that reason, this statement is a logic error. Okay. This statement is a logic error. So logic error as 4 is not being compared to anything. It has to be something like if x is equal to 3 or x is equal to 4, then result status and integer of x comma 2. All right, so a status might be Boolean, that is fine. But this will be the answer, which is integer, and this operator does not apply to integers directly. Okay, so there must be some condition on the right that is evaluated to either true or false. Only then and will work. So this is an error. Then we will say that integer of x over 2 is not Boolean, so doesn't fit with AND logical operator. Okay. Message is equal to done plus length of my string. So this is a string and this is integer. So this becomes a confusing thing. Sometimes we use this plus for concatenation. In that case, it has to be string. Sometimes we take it for addition, then it has to be integer. Okay. So we can write that a string cannot be added to an integer. Okay, so this is the error. The following data items need to be stored for each student in the group. Okay, student name, a string, test score, an integer. Status a suitable data structure and justify your answer. So the only data structure which connects two different data types into one, and then we create only one variable for that. It's the record data structure. Okay, record data structure. Record data structure and justification. It allows these two different data types to be stored in one identifier. Okay. All right. Question number 2. 4 program modules from part of a program for a library. Remember, a library is a collection of functions and procedures. Okay. A description of the relationship between the modules is summarized as follows. Update loan calls either loan extend. Okay, so what do we need for it? First, let's check it. We need the structure chart to show the relationship between the 4 modules and the parameter passed between them. Okay, so update loan calls. Okay, update loan. It calls what? Loan extend. Remember to put these parentheses. Calls loan extend or loan return. Loan return. Okay, this is called with either this or this. So we will be making a diamond box. So this diamond box is selection. This tells that update loan is calling loan extend or loan return based on a condition. Okay. Now loan extend called with parameters loan ID and book ID. So loan ID and book ID. Okay. Calls check reserve. Okay. check reserve. It calls check reserve to see whether the book has been reserved for another library user. Returns true if the loan has been extended, otherwise false. And it is loan extend returns true if the loan has been, first let's finish loan extend. Call check reserve to see whether the book has been reserved, returns true. Okay, so this is a flag. Whenever a function is returning Boolean, it is flag. Now loan extend. Loan extend is called with, sorry, loan reserve, check reserve, called with book ID. Okay. Book ID returns true. So it means it is also returning this flag. Returns true if the book has been reserved, otherwise returns false. Okay. Now loan return called with parameter loan ID and book ID. Okay. Loan ID and book ID. Returns real, which is the value of the fine to be paid in case of an overdue loan. Okay. Since it is a simple variable, and you see mostly, not necessarily, mostly the values which are being returned does not have name. Okay, so because when you write a function, when you define what type of data will be returned, you don't actually mention the name. And when you return a variable, that is a local variable. So when the data is being returned, it is nameless until or unless it is received in a variable in the caller subroutine. So mostly we don't put names on the values being returned, only the name of the parameter which are being sent. All right, so that's it. How many marks? You get 5 marks for it. Okay. Now, the definition for the module loan return is amended. Okay. Whenever the amend module is talked about, mostly by val becomes by ref. Okay, mostly that happens, mostly, but it is not necessary. It's just a tip so that you could use it. So let's see what it says. The definition of module loan return is amended. Loan return called with parameter loan ID, book ID, and fine. The module code checks whether the book has been returned on time and then assign a new value to fine. So it means that this is a procedure since there is no word that is returned. So when there is no word as in return, it means that it's a procedure. Now, with that in mind, let's read it again. Called with the parameter loan ID, book ID, and fine. The module code checks whether the book has been returned on time and then assign the new value to fine. So the value that is fine, it's a procedure, it is not being returned. So the name of the module suggests that this is a procedure that is actually finding the fine, if there is any fine. If it is fine, that needs to be told back. So how do we do that? It's a procedure. There is nothing like return. So what we do, we will use by ref with fine. So when the caller calls, they will call with a variable that will be updated by the called subroutine, which is the procedure. So let's see how we do it. Fine is type real. Okay. Procedure. Loan return. Okay, the first thing is loan ID and book ID. These are strings. Loan ID and book ID. Since these two are of the same type, we can use in the single declaration. These are string. And then fine should be by ref. You see, by well is by default. So until or unless we need to mention it, we don't. It is understood that both loan ID and book ID are by well. So since this fine needs to be shared among the caller and the callee, so we have to put it in by ref. So by ref fine as real. What is amended module? What is amended module means? There is a module. अब हमने उसकी requirements change कर दी है. This is amended modules. Okay. So loan return. This one is loan return. Loan return क्या कर रहा है कि अब fine return कर रहा है. पहले ये function था. अब ये क्या हो गया है? अब ये this is now this way. Okay. Amended means which is changed. The requirement is changed. C. Input 50 integer values, output the largest value, output the average of the values excluding the largest value. Okay. We need to, I don't know if you people are comfortable with directly making the flow charts, but I would always suggest, and I practice it myself, that I create first the pseudocode. But it's not necessary. It's up to you that how you do it. So input 50 unique numbers. So for I is equal to 1 to 50. It is not necessary to check the uniqueness. Okay. So it is not necessary. We don't care. Input a number. So they say it is unique. So we take it on face value that it is unique. Output the largest value. Okay, so now we have to have a value called largest. And what we do, we make it largest. Let's make it minus 100,000. Just be on safe side. Input num. If num is greater than largest, then largest is equal to num. Okay, so if the number is largest than the largest, until now the largest will be updated. All right, and then input the largest value, output the average of the values excluding the largest value. Okay, next, no, we have to have a total as well. Total is equal to total plus number. So total is equal to 0. We initialize total as well. And then next. Once we get out, we will first exclude, means subtract largest from total. Because they say excluding the largest value, output the average excluding the largest value. Total is equal to total minus largest. Now we will find the average. So we have to initialize average as well. I'm not declaring, since we are going to make the flowcharts, and flowcharts do not require you to declare the variable. So we will start from initialization. Average is equal to total divided by 49. Why 49? Because we excluded the largest value. Largest value was one of the values out of 50. So if we exclude largest, we would have to subtract 1 from 50 as well, so that we have the correct average. Output the average. Output average. Average is equal to and average. Okay, so this is what we need to do. Now, average is equal to 0, total is equal to 0, largest is equal to minus 1000. Average is equal to 0, total is equal to 0, we don't make these. Average is equal to 0, total is equal to 0, largest is equal to minus 100,000. Remember, in marking schemes, it is always said set average to 0, set total to 0, set largest to minus 1000. That is perfect. If you like, you can write it that way as well. Plus, you can create a separate process box for every single variable initialization, or you can put all of them in the same. That really does not matter. And then we would have to have I, which we have used for the loop. So I is equal to 0. Okay, so is I is equal to 50. This is a condition that will break. No, it is not. Then we take what input? Input number. Okay, is number is greater than largest? No. I is equal to I plus 1. And then it goes all the way back. Okay. Yes, if number is greater than largest, yes, then largest is equal to number. Largest updated, and then we have to go back. Remember, at any given point, we are not going to stop or end this flow chart, but at one point only. Okay. So we have to have just one end and one stop. If it is yes, it means that all 50 numbers are now entered. First, what we have to do. Okay, one thing we have actually forgotten. That is to add the number to the total. Total is equal to total plus number. And then we go back. Yes, first we have to reduce total is equal to total minus largest. And then we calculate average. Average is equal to total over 49. And then we output average. And then it ends. Okay. So Now let's visit it back. Output the average of the values excluding the largest value. Output the largest value as well. Okay, output largest is equal to largest. So we have to output largest as well. Now it is completed. Okay, so there we go. Input number, check if the number is the largest, is greater than the largest. So we updated the largest, we increased I, we added the number to the total. We keep doing it until there are 50. Since I started with 0, so that's why as soon as it becomes 50, I got out. I reduced total by largest, and then I found the average out of 49, output average and largest, and then end. That is how it works.